There's a book I've been reading recently called Sapiens, and it talks about the history of humans, especially from like the early caveman Neanderthal days. And it tells the story of the transition from us being hunter-gatherers, so that, the kind of human who literally just kept on walking, trying to like hunt some shit, we'll set up camp for the night, then we'll walk more to try and find more food and stuff. The transition from that to the transition of the agricultural revolution and becoming farmers. And it actually said that mankind's biggest mistake was planting a seed. Because as soon as we did that, as soon as we planted seeds, even though we were able to become more successful sexually, because we reproduced so much more and the human population really grew so much when we became farmers, because we had more food and stability, human misery skyrocketed. Because humans are not really supposed to live in like big cities. What happened at this point, if you're interested, after the first human planted the seed and we started farming instead of, it's so much easier to just farm instead of going to hunt, right? It's safer, right? Then we totally rely on luck, on the elements, on the drought or the famine or the rains. We need that shit now. Now we need to stay right here on this farm. All of our family need to come and help us. Let's go have more children. And since we're all living in tight-knit communities, disease is going to spread like crazy. Sure, we got to breed more and have more children, and that's led us to the modern life that we're in now. But we became miserable kind of because we got more social. Now, fair enough, there was like tribes of roaming bands beforehand, and that was like the kind of healthy community that we needed as like hunters. But the advancement of huge communities, especially those with randomers who don't even share any interest with you, made us care too much, and it just fucked our minds psychologically. That's why there is a new update coming to my server. We're gonna separate everyone into tribes of 150, 500, like a small amount. The server's got 150,000 people, right? A small amount of tight-knit people, and you're in like a tribe that you're actually dedicated to. There's a tribe leader that I've elected, and with that, we're gonna do challenges. And I actually want like I said this to Sam, who's organizing, all the like Discord shit with this. I said this to him in this Discord update coming to our server where we're gonna make tribes, right? I actually wanted to get a little bit toxic. I know like all the mods might complain or something, bro. I wanted to get a little bit tribal because that's what human nature is supposed to be like. We're gonna start to compete with each other. Like there's gonna be some big movements in our Discord server. And as soon as you get put into a tribe that you actually care about and the tribe leader you actually respect, and you're thinking, oh, the tribe alpha is so sick, like tribe beta's like, oh yeah, they're all trash. Like, you're actually gonna get a feeling of what it's supposed to be like being like a natural human again, where you have a tribe of people that you care about. And the other tribes, they might not be that friendly. That's how humans are supposed to live, and I'm so glad that we can recreate that. That's in the Discord link in the description. Just go join right now. The fourth way to stop giving a fuck, and actually one of the most practical ways, which I got from the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, have something else to give a fuck about. Now the thing is, you're most likely always gonna have something to think about, aren't you? Like the human mind doesn't really switch off, even with meditation and stuff. Like the thing is, you usually do think 60,000 thoughts every single day. You're gonna think about things, you're gonna care about something. Why don't we just choose what to care about? Because right now we're caring about bullshit, aren't we? We're caring about what that dickhead in our class or our workplace said to us 3 weeks ago, and we're still thinking about it. We're thinking about this and that. It's things that aren't actually serving us, right? So why don't we flip this around? Understand that we're gonna think about something, so why don't we choose something important to think about? Why don't we have some big masculine mission, a purpose to think about? You want to know the biggest thing that really helped me to stop like being a little bitch and just caring so much about every little thing about these randomers? Starting this movement, leading this movement. My brain's too full of the thoughts here that now like what some dickhead in high school thinks of me, like it doesn't even cross my mind anymore. Maybe you're not like this just yet. Maybe you don't really have a priority, and in your mind you've already started coping, thinking, oh yeah, well my studies are, but like the thing is, you need something where your brain is actively just thinking about it all day. If that is your studies, fantastic. But for me personally, it couldn't have been, even though that might have been the right thing, it couldn't have been, because I simply didn't care enough for that. I didn't care enough for school to actually like give a fuck about that instead of something else. You need something that you genuinely care so much about that you can start to prioritize that over other things. The first thing for me was weightlifting. I would literally go about my day thinking about weightlifting and building muscle and my diet and stuff instead of the bullshit that was happening day to day. That gave me something to think about, and it was practical, it was valuable, it was growth orientated, it was going to serve me. You need something important in your life right now. And honestly, like this can go to a deeper issue, because I know for a fact the reason why most young men are struggling is because your lives are worthless. I know that seems so harsh, but most young men are struggling because they have nothing to live for. They don't care about their studies. They don't care about some like shitty future job that they might be eligible to get if they're a good boy for 5 to 10 more years. They don't even feel connected to their own families anymore. Their friends are dickheads. Most young men have nothing to live for, and so all they do is just scroll mindlessly and watch porn and play video games. If you really want to give a fuck about the right things, you need something important in your life. You need something that makes you feel valuable to the world. It has to be something that's like giving to the world, to someone else. It has to be. We're supposed to be connected with each other. It can't be this solo journey. Trust me when I say, you need to do something that serves the